إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam and dear viewers, welcome to a new episode in our series Back to Basics. And we are still continuing elaborating on the nullifiers of Islam. And we have covered so far 7 nullifiers. And today, inshallah, we'll continue. And today's the 8th nullifier. It is very, very scary. Very scary. This 8th nullifier is about lining up and helping, supporting and assisting the non-believers, the polytheists, the pagans, against your own brothers and sisters. Supporting and assisting the polytheists against the Muslims. Supporting and assisting the unbelievers against your own brothers and sisters in faith. And before we elaborate on this, I would like to share with you the following. I want you to recall the meaning of the Kalima. Remember, when we explained the meaning of the Kalima, La ilaha illallah, I testify that there is no deity worthy of worship. And that Kalima has 2 parts, negation and affirmation. La ilaha, negation. Illallah, affirmation. La ilaha, negation. Kufr, disbelief, because you are saying there is no God. La ilaha, no God. What does it mean? Explained, but just to recap. La ilaha, there is no God. Yes, you have to say there is no God first, which means you have to disbelieve in anything that is worshipped besides Allah. Anything that is worshipped besides Allah is batil. ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْحَقِّ وَأَنَّ مَا يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ هُوَ الْبَاطِلِ. That's because Allah is the truth. And anything else worshipped besides Him is al-batil, falsehood. So first of all, negate. First of all, empty the heart. التخلية قبل التحلية. First, empty your heart from any love or attachment to the disbelief. Again, this heart should be empty, should be void of any attachment or inclination or cordial attachment towards the disbelief. Negate, empty your heart. Disbelief first. Then fill the heart with the love of Allah and the love of the Messenger and the love of the believers. If this heart has attachment towards the disbelief, this is not what the heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. Allah said in the Quran, لا تجد قوما, you will never find people, يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله. You will never find people, true Muslims, who believe in Allah and His Rasul and His Messenger, يوادون من حاد الله, yet they love the enemies of Allah. You will not find them. Even if they are their parents, even if they are their fathers, they are brothers, their children, you will not love them. Because this heart should be only filled with the love of Allah and the love for His Messenger and the love for the believers. And that's why Allah is watching what is there in the heart. If you love the disbelievers against the Muslims, or you love the disbelief, the kufr, then you will be with them. Al-mar'u ma'a man ahab. You will be with whomever you love. So we have to make this clear. And the meaning of the kalima. The meaning of the kalima. You love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your heart is attached to Allah, so you love Allah and whatever Allah loves, and you hate whatever Allah hates. This is called قانون الحب. قانون الحب. There is قانون, law of love. This law of love says that you love what your beloved one loves, and you hate what your beloved one hates. That is love. That is love. You love what your beloved one loves, and you hate what your beloved one hates. The Prophet ﷺ, an example for us, he loved his wives. So when he found that some of his wives, they don't like honey, he said, I will not take honey anymore. Because the Prophet ﷺ used to go to Maria, the mother of Ibrahim, and she had honey. So she used to feed the Prophet ﷺ honey. Aisha didn't have honey, neither Aisha nor Hafsa. So Aisha and Hafsa, they agreed among themselves. You know that he eats honey there. We want him to stop eating honey there. So we have to tell him, when he comes, we smell something bad from you. And the Prophet ﷺ, he hates bad smells. So when he came to Aisha, she said, oh Prophet of Allah, stay away. There's bad smell. He said, no. It is only honey I took in Maria's house. And if it is giving you trouble, bad smell, I will not take it again. Because I love you, and you are my beloved one. And if you hate it, the law of love necessitates that I hate what my beloved one hates. Allahu Akbar. So he said, I will not take it. So much so that the Quran came down regarding this. When the Prophet ﷺ, he said, I will not take the honey. And Allah is telling him, oh Prophet, Ya ayyuhan Nabi, lima tuharrim? Why you made the halal, something halal for you, unlawful? Ma ahalla Allahu lak, tabtaghi, seeking by that the pleasure of your wives. See, the Quran came down telling the Prophet ﷺ, don't leave eating the honey to please your wives. So, in a nutshell, the law of love, that you love what your beloved one loves, and you hate what your beloved one hates. For example, you love your wife, so you will love what she loves, and you will hate what she hates. She likes this perfume, you will like it. She hates this perfume, you will hate it. You will not put it. She tells you, my dear husband, this perfume gives me headache, so please don't wear it. Don't say, I love it, and I'll wear it, and I want you to have migraine headache. And we will be elaborating on that, inshallah, after the break. Stay tuned.
The more you hear about it, the more you desire to prepare for it. Life after death. Journey of the soul. The day of resurrection. The torment of the hellfire. The reward of paradise. Stay tuned for a life-changing, heart-softening, spiritually uplifting series about the hereafter exclusively on Peace TV.
Know the vivid descriptions of paradise and hellfire from the Quran and authentic ahadith and acquire life-changing habits to be successful in the hereafter. Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and repeat telecast at 5:30 a.m. India on Peace TV. Peace TV presents over 100 million viewers at one of the largest peace conferences in the world, addressing a sea of spellbound spectators. Over 30 world-renowned orators on Islam with credentials impeccable.
The truth of Islam.
Deen is your way of life.
It is our duty, our obligation.
By following the Quran and Sunnah,
we will give the message to one and all.
With articulation exquisite.
Read the book of Allah.
Islam is the easy way. It's the simple way.
Remind each other.
The Muslim is not a source of harm for other people.
Collaborate with the people for good.
This is the call of Islam.
With the mission of spreading the truth of Islam.
Do what you can to spread the word of Islam. Wherever we are.
live like a Muslim.
Use your power.
Allah is saying, why do you need anything else? This Quran is self-sufficient.
The only book on the face of the globe, the Quran.
How a human being should lead his life is given in this instruction manual, the glorious Quran.
For peace to prevail on earth in Peacemakers. Next on Peace TV.
Welcome back, my dear brothers and dear sisters and dear viewers. We were talking before the break about Qanun al-Hub, the law of love, and that is to love what your beloved one loves and you hate what your beloved one hates. And our beloved one is Allah. That is the ultimate goal, loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you love what He loves. So Allah loves the believers. He loves the righteous. That's why if you fight Allah's awliya, man aada li waliyan aadhantahu bil harb. If you wage war against any of my awliya, my servants who are dear to me, the devout worshippers, the sincere followers of Islam, the scholars, as Imam Shafi'i said, al-ulama hum al-awliya. The scholars are Allah's awliya. Not the wali who walks in the water and fly in the sky, yeah? That's not the wali of Allah. The wali of Allah is the alim, the pious, the righteous. So if you are fighting the ulama and the scholars and the callers to Islam and the da'is, then you are fighting Allah. So Allah loves the ulama because they are the awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah loves His awliya. So you have to love the awliya of Allah. You have to love the pious, the righteous, the da'is, those who are working for the sake of Allah, those who are involved in the da'wah and calling the people to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah loves them, so we have to love them. So we love what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. And we hate at the same time what Allah Azza wa Jal hates. The enemies of Allah are our enemies. I cannot make Allah's enemies my beloved ones, because then that means I don't love Allah. But if I love Allah, I will love only those whom Allah loves. And we are talking here, my dear brothers and sisters, about the heart, only the heart. This doesn't mean that those whom did not obey Allah, those who are not worshipping Allah, those who disbelieved in Allah, that when our dealing with them, we treat them harshly or unfairly or unjustly. No. Dealing is something, but we are talking to this heart, the qalb. It should be only filled with the love of Allah and those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. Now, having said this, we'll come to this eighth nullifier, because it goes against that law of love. Eighth nullifier, supporting and assisting the polytheists, the enemies of Allah, the unbelievers, against the believers. How can you be a believer if you are assisting and helping and standing by and supporting the enemies of Allah, the unbelievers, against your own brothers and sisters? How come? That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah says, وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. And whoever amongst you takes them, the disbelievers, as allies, awliya, and protectors, then he is indeed from among them. He is indeed from among them. Verily, Allah does not guide a wrongdoing people. A wrongdoing people. This is Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah 51. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ. وَمَنْ, whoever. So, my dear brothers, sisters, Muslims, don't ever take them as awliya, as friends, as protectors, or allies, that you count on them. Then, because your awliyas, your allies, your protectors should be only the mu'mineen after Allah. And whoever amongst you takes them, the disbelievers, as allies and protectors, then he is indeed one from among them. Inna Allah la yahdi al-qawm al-zalimin. Allah will not guide those, the wrongdoing people. So this is a clear-cut evidence. Don't take them as your awliya, your protectors, because they are protectors to each other, which is logical. How come you take your enemy as your protector? How come? My enemy will not be my protector, because he is plotting around the clock to harm me. So how come that you take him as a protector, as an ally? Also, the Prophet ﷺ, in one of his beautiful hadiths, he said, أوثق عرى الإيمان عرى الإسلام الحب في الله والبغض في الله. The most trustworthy handholds of Al-Islam or Al-Iman is to love for Allah's sake and to hate for Allah's sake. This is the highest level of Iman. That means you love Allah, so you love what Allah loves, and you hate what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates. So this is أوثق عرى الإسلام والإيمان. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, my dear brothers and sisters, from falling into this trap, which is helping the non-believers, the enemies of Allah, against our brothers and sisters, against our ummah. That is the eighth nullifier. Now we'll move to the ninth nullifier. The ninth nullifier, it says, whoever believes that it is permitted for some people to go against the Sharia. What does this mean? To believe that there is an exception for X person to violate the law, to go against the law of Islam, to go against the Sharia. This is also a nullifier of Islam, because no one has the right to violate the law of Allah or to go against it. So to believe in your heart that it is permissible to go against the law of Allah, against the Sharia of Allah, just as Al-Khidr, they said, was against the law of Moses or Shari'at Musa. And here we need to elaborate the story of Musa and Al-Khidr. Musa and Al-Khidr, both of them are prophets. And Musa alayhi salam, as we read in the authentic narration, hadith, that he was giving a speech to Bani Israel. From the morning he was talking till the evening, continuously. So one of Bani Israel, the Israelites, asked Moses, "Oh Musa, is there anyone who's more knowledgeable than you?" And Musa said, "No, no one." He didn't say Allahu A'lam, Musa alayhi salam. So Allah wanted to teach Musa alayhi salam a lesson. He said, "No, there is a man who has knowledge from us, go and learn from him." And that's Al-Khidr. He said, to cut the story short, where did you find him? He said, you take fish with you in a bag, okay? And where you lose that fish, that will be the place of the Khidr. And the story is detailed in Surah Al-Kahf. So the Musa and his disciple, they started their journey, and when they lost the fish, they went back and they found Al-Khidr alayhi salam. Al-Khidr. And he is called Al-Khidr because he was sitting, when he got up, the place became green. So that's why it was called Al-Khidr. And he's a prophet. And he died. Al-Khidr died, by the way, because you find many of the mystics, may Allah guide them, they say Al-Khidr is still alive, and many of them, they say, we meet him. No, Al-Khidr passed away, as Al-Hafiz Ibn Hajar mentioned in his beautiful book, Qawl al-Nadr fi Naba al-Khidr. Said Al-Khidr died, and had Al-Khidr assumed that he was alive, he should have come to the Prophet ﷺ and give the bay'ah to the Prophet ﷺ, because Allah took the allegiance from all the messengers and prophets to support the Prophet ﷺ and to believe in him. So Al-Khidr passed away. Anyway, so when Musa found Al-Khidr and he said, "Assalamu alaikum," and Al-Khidr said, "Wa anna bi ardika as-salam," is there any peace and salam in your land? He said, "I am Moses. Ana Musa." Al-Khidr said, "Musa bani Israel." Oh, Moses of the Israelites. So Al-Khidr knew about Musa alayhi salam. And he said, "Ya Musa, inni ala ilmin min Allahi la ta'lamu. Wa innaka ala ilmin min Allahi la a'lamu." Oh Moses, listen to this. I have knowledge from Allah you don't know about. And you have knowledge from Allah I don't know about. So Al-Khidr receives wahi min Allah, revelation. You are messenger of Allah and you have knowledge from Allah, me too. And the story that both of them, and he told him, "I want to learn from you," and he told him, "Don't ask me any question." And we know the story in Surah Al-Kahf. And we know that when he found the wall and he restored it, because beneath it there was a treasure for the orphans, and then he killed an innocent child, Al-Khidr, because he's a prophet. Allah told him. He said, وَمَا فَعَلْتُ عَنْ أَمْرِي. I didn't do that out of my own desire. I just decided to kill the child. Allah commanded me. So wahi. So he's receiving wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So to say that it is permissible, the answer, no. That is the 9th nullifier. And the 10th nullifier, and we conclude, is turning away from Allah's deen, and you don't learn it, and you don't study it, because you have no interest and out of negligence. If you are out of negligence, you are not interested, this is one of the nullifiers of the deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve you, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you from going astray, and may Allah keep you steadfast on this beautiful deen till you meet Him and He is pleased with all of us. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.